Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd do a video today about all the new CDs that have come into the office over the last 3 or 4 months. These are for 2022. They're not all 2022 recordings, but you'll get the idea. I posted something on Audiophilia just before Christmas. The return of the CD, question mark. There's been a lot of noise about CD numbers going up and up, and I think it's just a natural order of things with musicians, audiophiles, and music lovers. The vinyl numbers went up. I think the CD numbers will go back up. The streaming will maintain its, dominance. But when I get to play CDs on my MBL CD DAC there, it's a regular Redbook CD player. It's so musical. I decided that I would kind of boost up my CD collection. And a lot of manufacturers are being wonderful and sent me stuff for review. And I've reviewed a lot in Audiophilia and a few coming up. But I thought I'd give you a little idea of what's come in. And because they go out of print so quickly, especially the box sets, grab them while you can, especially the ones I recommend. Well, I'm going to recommend all of the ones I've got because they're tremendous. But some of the box sets I've got really are an amazing deal. So let's start with the single ones. This one's recently from Reference Recordings. You know the quality of their recordings. Sorry about the glare. I've got the product showcase on, so it should focus okay. This is Richard Strauss's The Happy Workshop on Reference Recordings with the Carnegie Mellon Wind Ensemble. That's a university group, and they're very, very good. George Vosperer is the ex-principal trumpet or retired principal trumpet from the Pittsburgh Symphony. He gets them playing very, very well. The recording is just demonstration quality, as usual, from this source. The two pieces, the Serenade Opus 7, fun piece. I played it a long time ago, probably about 40 years ago now. Lovely. The Happy Workshop, much later, towards the end of Strauss's life, and much more significant, but both wonderful and good, very good performances from students, and the recording, of course, is fantastic. Here's one from our friends at Triptych. This is a lovely sunny CD. This is Colores del Sur. I'm trying to pronounce the name. Femke Ijilstra. Sorry, Femke, if I get it wrong. She's a sax player. She's a mighty fine sax player, soprano and alto. And Celia Garcia, a pianist, also very fine. And this is typical of the Triptych label. Brandon Heinz is the engineer, and he does exceptional work. You can see the... If I can get it open. Whoops, I just broke it. There you go. Typical CD. But the production values are absolutely beautiful. And this has music by Albéniz, Defire, Ravel, Villalobos, Francais, Darius Milhaud, and Kurt Weill. All kind of short form stuff, but let me see if I can get the glare out of the way. There we go. All short form stuff, but very beautifully played. And of course, the recording is immaculate. Excuse me. Another wonderful CD from Triptych. This is very unique. This is Rembrandt Frerichs, I think his name is. He's a Dutch jazz pianist, and he's written 2 piano concertos, and he's kind of roped in some amazing players to accompany him. People from the Concertgebouw Orchestra, Dominic Saldus, that's him there. He's a very amiable British bassist. He's the principal bass of the Concertgebouw Orchestra. This is the pianist in question. And this is the percussionist, Vincent Plania. He's fantastic. And this is the Alma Quartet. And the concertos are written for that instrumentation. And they're really jazzy. They're not so much like Gershwin, but they have like Bill Evans in the middle of it, but in concerted form with interesting orchestral effects. It's very accessible, but it's progressive. Very good. And he was very nice to sign the CD for me, which is very nice. Again, Triptych. So it's one of Brendan Heinz's, I call them masterpieces. They're just the care taken in the recordings. Highly recommended. Another from our friends at Reference Recordings. My friend Jan Mancuso sent me this. Oh, Doug MacLeod. What can I say about Doug MacLeod? He's just first of all, he's an incredibly humble, wonderful person. Had lots of chats with him. And this is A Soul to Claim, his latest CD from Reference. The sound is, I think it's Mr. Gaines, I forget his first name, is the a recording engineer and producer in Tennessee, probably Nashville. And he supplies all the musicians. And literally, it's basically turn the mics on, do the outline of the song, and record it. And it's just remarkable. The musicianship, considering probably none of them are reading music, it's just remarkable. Great blues. Doug is now 75. His voice has a little of the sparkles gone, but the soul of his voice, and of course his songs have such great messages. That is very highly recommended. A Soul to Claim by Doug MacLeod. Another one from Triptych. This is Schubert's Winterreise with a young Utrecht-trained baritone Michael Wilmering, I think I'm getting his name right, and Dan Bourtien, wonderful pianist. This is lovely. He's a very fine singer, baritone. My benchmark for this piece is Hans Hotter, and I don't think anybody can match Hans, but Michael is a young voice, and it's already very well defined and very mature, and highly recommended. Again, the recording, Audiophiles, you can't go wrong, any of the Triptych recordings. Let's see what's on the back for you. There you go. I wrote a long review of this one on Audiophilia. It's an incredibly good piece by Frederick Rzewski, who died last year. It's called The People United Will Never Be Defeated. It's played by Ursula Oppens, who was the dedicatee. And it's, I forget how many variations on a really wonderful kind of earworm, hummable, Chilean revolutionary tune, if there is ever such a thing. And it's a fantastic piece. I read the review. I was expecting a lot more, considering the Twitterverse was all agog at his death, and everyone should be reading his stuff. But typical modern music, it doesn't get a lot of traction, unfortunately. But you know what? You would be, I think, surprised how much you enjoy this piece. It's not squeaky gate music. It's tuneful and dramatic and moving, profound, actually. Very fine piece of music. Frederick Rzewski, The People United Will Never Be Defeated. And it's on Cedille Records. And they're a non-profit from Chicago, and they do exceptional work. Highly recommended. Got an email the other day from a gentleman who runs, I think it's called Our Recordings. And this is called Lux Eterna. And it's choral works by Ligeti and Zoltan Kodály, with Marcus Creed as the conductor of the Danish Danish National Vocal Ensemble. They're with Danish radio. This is a fantastic CD. I was really surprised. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, music by Ligeti. And if you're a fan of 2001, you'll know Ligeti's vocal work, because they use a lot of it in Kubrick used a lot of it in the movie. But it's fantastic, and the Kodály is wonderful too. Some of the tracks on this, the singing is so remarkable. I just kept shaking my head. Very, very wonderful. And there's the track listing. If you can get this one. And he wrote, thanks for listening. blue_sky_music at yahoo.com. Josh. So contact Josh and see where you can get this. It's, what is it? Can you get that? Our Recordings. Lux Eterna. Our friends at PS Audio, they're a maker of incredibly good high-end components in Boulder, Colorado. They're getting their own series out on a thing called Octave Records. And they're doing CD releases of audiophile masters with different tracks. And these are very good. They're very good musically as well, and very good performances. But for audiophiles, they're pretty spectacular. And there's the track listing. And some of the groups, you probably haven't heard the groups, or the singers. Some of them, I think, are local in Colorado. But, boy, it's a wonderful CD. Lots of shows all about the mastering, and mixed at Locust Room, Louisville, Colorado. And it gives all the tracks and the players. There you go. Highly recommended. Octave Records from PS Audio in Boulder, Colorado. Another Triptych one. This is called Arc from the Intercontinental Ensemble. Sorry about the glare, guys. There we go. There we go. again from Triptych, and it has a very interesting, okay, we're going to focus. Are we going to focus? Yeah, there we go. Very interesting. It's got the Louise Ferenc nonette. It's lovely. She's if you read my review of her symphony, she's an amazing composer, very underrated, and now is getting her druthers, as they say. These others, well, Clara Schumann, you all know, but these other composers, Bianca Bongas, isn't that a great name? Bianca Bongas, Aranjes Martisorian, I think it is, and Sarah Neutkens. They are three wonderful composers. The Clara Schumann three romances are gorgeous, of course, but the other pieces are very good. Highly recommended. If you want to get into the female modern composers and you don't know, you want to get some nice repertoire that's very interesting, progressive, sometimes tuneful, and beautifully played, this is your man. I should say, this is your woman. Let's do that again. There we go. There we go. This is a very lovely CD. It's called Ecology of Being by a group called Duo Concertante. The lady is a Juilliard-trained, New England maybe, conservatory-trained violinist, and that's her husband on piano. And they're professors at Memorial University in Newfoundland, very distinguished professors. I've heard them play live. I heard her play, I'm trying to make sure I get her name, Nancy Don. That's it. I heard Nancy and Tim Steeves on piano in Toronto play the Kreutzer Sonata by Beethoven. Oh boy, it was fantastic. So these guys have got the chops. And this is a recording of, I guess it's, you can see by the first title, The Garden of Earthly Delights. Some native Canadian music and inspired, and climate change. And it's really, the cynics among you would go, well, it's, typical flavor of the month and stuff. But it's not. It's very lovely music and beautifully played and very well recorded. And it's on Marquise Records out of Toronto. So that's a nice one. You should try and get that if you want to get something just a little bit offbeat. So they're the singles. Now we're going to get into the smaller boxes. I needed a Beethoven piano sonatas that worked for me. I've got Schnabel's, which is renowned as one of the best on vinyl, Toshiba pressings, really fantastic. The sound is as good as you can get for mono from 1940s. His performance is legendary, although he wasn't happy at the time, being kind of pigeonholed into doing all these recordings. He was not happy. He told his wife he was very unhappy with him, but they are magnificent. But I needed a modern one, and I kind of got it down to between Wilhelm Kempff on DG and Pollini on DG. If Gilels, I've got Gilels on Dutch gramophone, they're amazing, but he didn't do a complete set. I was looking for a complete set. So this one, it was kind of like A or B. I just chose A. And so here's Maurizio Pollini, complete piano sonatas on Dutch gramophone. You're not going to get any better than Pollini. I just love his playing. The early sonatas are wonderful. The middle sonatas are wonderful. His late sonatas are legendary. But I'm enjoying them all. On 8 CDs. I'm not sure how much it costs. You can get it on Amazon. This was a must for me. Basically, I wanted to get my piano CDs up. I've got a lot of beautiful piano LPs, but my CDs were lacking, especially some specific repertoire. And so, when in doubt, why not get the finest? Toto Benedetti Michelangelo. And these are his complete recordings on Dutch gramophone. And when you think about it, when you get them, you go, well, okay, it's got to be tons, but actually it's not. It's only 10 CDs, and it's kind of haphazard repertoire. The orchestras, Norddeutsche Rundfunk and the Vienna Symphonica, not the Philharmonica, and the Orchestra Paris, they're not bad. They're good. They're okay. They're fine. Thoroughly professional, lovely sounds. Some good conductors. But he only wanted to, if you know his story, you should read it. It's pretty amazing. He only wanted to record live. The recordings are fantastic. I love the studio recordings, and there's a few. His Debussy is the best. Without a doubt. His Debussy, his Preludes, Image 1 and 2, Children's Corner. I mean, they're just, and I think he's got, Image as well. They're just miraculous. His Beethoven's very good, Mozart concertos. It's all legendary performances, but it's only 10 CDs. I wish there were more. And you can hear a lot of clapping and stuff. And, you know, it's once the clapping goes, the playing starts, and it's pretty well flawless. And beautifully recorded for the most part. Now I'm going to get into 4 box sets. I've got another one coming, but it's not coming until June, the big non-such box of John Adams' works. That should be pretty spectacular. The reason I started with these 4 box sets, which I purchased, by the way, I did not get these through the PR departments of Warner and Sony and Deutsche Grammophon. The reason I bought these is, first of all, I know a lot of the performances already, but there are a lot of CDs in these boxes, and there are no duds, or very few. So each of the CDs, you know, works out to about $2.50 Canadian, or $2 US a CD, maybe a little bit more. Or I got them off Amazon.ca. You can get them off Amazon.com. But they're going to be out of print soon. So, hey, go get them. These boxes are no-brainers. The whole Audiophilia team, I think, went out and bought these boxes because they're going to be gone soon, and you'll have them forever. Never throw away your CDs. I threw 500 away like an idiot about 2 years ago. And as my streaming was getting better and better and better, and everything was on streaming, but never again. So I'm never going to throw stuff away. I'm purchasing stuff to fill out my collection. Anyway, these 4 box sets have received perfect reviews almost on Audiophilia, specifically because the quality of the recordings are uniformly excellent. The performances are legendary, fantastic to legendary, and out of 4 boxes, a couple of hundred CDs, I would say there's maybe 2 or 3 that I would not rate as as a top-notch performance or recording. The rest are either you'll be perfectly fine with that as your only performance, or it's the best performance you can buy. So let's start with the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra. This is their complete box set on Deutsche Grammophon. It opens like this, and of course it's cardboard sleeves and the paperwork. Excuse me, the cover is all original, like this, and beautiful booklets. Excuse me, and you can maybe freeze frame and see what's on there if anything suits you, rather than going through like that other fellow does every single CD ad nauseum. I won't do that. I'll spare you that, but I will tell you that box set is remarkable. So basically what I've covered is for myself is piano, string quartets, symphony orchestra, and chamber orchestra. So that's my chamber orchestra choice. You cannot go wrong with that recording, that box set. It's incredible. Here's another one. Excuse me, a little bit like the Michelangelo box, in that, you know, it's only, I think, 38 CDs, only. It's this 38 CD limited edition featuring reference recordings and masterworks by Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, Schumann, and Schubert. Legendary Mozart and Schumann recordings with Abbado. And this is the box set by Maria José Perez. João, I should say, excuse me. My Portuguese is not very good. This is complete recordings on Deutsche Grammophon. She's a remarkable pianist. She's so musical. She did a lot of early recordings with Arata that are very good too, but I think this is probably the box that is out somewhere, but this is the one I wanted. And let me just show you there you go. So you can kind of freeze frame and see what you like. Looking at it, some of her stuff is very good, you know, Bach and stuff, and Brahms, but her Chopin and her Mozart are remarkably good. Remarkably good. And she's also doing a lot of recordings. They released a lot of recordings with her ex-partner, Augustin Dumay. Dumay, I think his name is, the violinist, French. He's fantastic. And there's my timer going off. I'm so sorry. Now, Dumay does the Grieg violin sonatas and the Brahms violin sonatas and the Beethoven violin sonatas, all complete. And they're wonderful. So you get a lot for your money for this box set. She's a remarkably beautiful pianist. Probably my favorite box set of them all is this one. This is the Alban String Quartet, complete. The complete recordings. I mean everything. The early Telefunkens, the early EMIs, right up. It's even got 8 DVDs and another movie about them. But it's got everything they've ever recorded, both their Beethoven cycles. Some of them are live, and they're still wonderful because their technique was so perfect in their intonation. What I love about the Alban Quartet, they kind of raise the level of string quartet playing. You know, as a musician, I've got a lot of problems. But one problem I don't have is intonation and hearing it in groups, individuals, or an orchestra. And so when I listen to string quartets, some of them I find the intonation is just not acceptable. The Alban Quartet give you technical perfection, live or in a studio, totally, really beautiful interpretations, flawless technique, and they have the Viennese kind of string sound, a very stable group, and yeah, the review is going to be up on Audiophilia this Friday, so have a read. But I'll give you a sneak peek. It's incredible. There you go. So if you like it, string quartets, it's on there. All the Mozarts, the Beethovens, the Dvorak, the Schubert, the Bartok quartets are amazing on this. And of course, his namesake, their namesake, the Berg String Quartet is fantastic. The Mozarts, the Haydn quartets, oh my God, that's a fantastic set, worth every penny. And finally, another pretty well flawless set is the Zubin Mehta Los Angeles Philharmonic Complete Decca recordings. You know, Mehta doesn't get, when people start thinking about, you know, the world's great, you know, the conductors, they think about Furtwängler, and I think about Karajan and Reiner and others. Mehta never gets a look in for these guys, you know, it's always, but I'm telling you, he's an incredibly good conductor. You don't need me to tell you that. And his later recordings with the Israel and that, they're all good. But his early recordings with this orchestra, the Los Angeles Phil, recorded in Royce Hall in UCLA by the Wilkie recordings, Wilkinson engineered, and other engineers from Decca. See the Decca sign there. They're spectacular. The playing, for the most part, the early Mehta, after he left the Montreal Symphony, they're very, very fine. No duds whatsoever. But some of the, after being there 3 or 4 years and the orchestra got used to him and vice versa, boy, the playing on this, sorry, I don't think I have the list, but you name it, it's on there. Some of the ones that are benchmarks, like if you want a Planets or you want Alsosprach, Sinfonia Domestica, the Schoenberg Kammer Symphonies, my God, they're world-class recordings and performances. So very highly recommended. So that's it for the CDs. I'll be doing an LP one shortly, what's come in kind of late 2021, 22. There were 2 record shows on the island, on Vancouver Island, coming up next month. Thank God they're back. So hopefully I'll have a lot to show you. I hope everybody is well. First of all, thank you for reading Audiophilia. We really appreciate it. And also thank you for watching our videos on our channel. We're growing. We're hoping to reach our 2,000 subscribers soon. So please, if you enjoy these, please subscribe. Have a wonderful day and take care. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.